just about ready to start with Bayonetta. Let's get a little preview of what it's going to be like, shall we? I'll also take a little bit of time to talk about what's going on. I might as well get that out of the way at the beginning, right? So, I mentioned last time that shortly after the release of Okami and, its unfortunate commercial failure, initially anyway, Capcom, well, 3 members of Clover Studio quit. They decided to leave and form their own company. That company would go on to become PlatinumGames. So, to start things off, in the same spirit of the Capcom Five, the games that were supposed to be exclusive to the GameCube, but ultimately were not. The newly formed PlatinumGames decided to make the, I guess what they called the Platinum 3. So, those 3 games would end up being MadWorld, which is a game on the Wii. Kind of a character action game. Most famous for its visual style, which is black and white and red all over. Which is to say, it's really just black and white, except for blood. The blood is red. So there was that. That was on the Wii, like I said. There was a sci-fi RPG on the DS that was called Infinite Space. So I'd like to give a shout out to friends of the channel, Max and Chachi, who at the time of this recording have an ongoing playthrough of Infinite Space on their Twitch channel. And I'll be sure to include the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube later, but it's twitch.tv/Max, the letter N, and Chachi. So, Max and Chachi. You'll sometimes see them in streams. Here. Anyway, so there were those 2 games, and then there was this, Bayonetta, which was initially released for the 360. And then, of course, this one would be directed by Hideki Kamiya. You can see it's also a character action game. Very fast-paced, stylish, I would say. Definitely an evolution of what Kamiya had done with Devil May Cry. So yeah, that. So it should be, hopefully, it'll be interesting to kind of compare and contrast the 2 during this playthrough, if I can remember. Oh, I do want to mention that, like I said, this did initially come out on the 360. It was ported to the PS3, but apparently that port was garbage. I've never played it. I don't really know the details of why it was bad. I would assume bad load times or frame rate issues, things like that. I understand that version was outsourced, so PlatinumGames did not handle that port themselves. But it eventually got ported to the Wii U, then the PC, and also the Switch. So we're playing this on the Switch version. So, yeah, I guess that's enough preamble. Oh, I should mention one other thing. At least I want to mention one other thing. this is another one of those games where all the voice work was initially just all in English. There was no Japanese dub for the game until the Wii U version. I believe when Nintendo, got in the works for, releasing the Wii U version, they wanted to include a Japanese language, a Japanese audio version. So they paid for that. And then Nintendo was nice enough to give Platinum Games the rights to use that for the PC release as well. If you're into that kind of thing. So you will see here, it is Bayonetta is also copyright Sega. That's because with Platinum Games being a new developer on the block, even if they do have a good pedigree, so they had to have a publisher, and that was Sega. So Platinum Games and Sega kind of both have the rights to this. Nintendo gets involved because, the ports, they funded the development of the ports. Anyway, I think that's finally enough preamble. So let's get going from a new game. That's fine. I'm going to play on normal. There's a loading screen you can mess around with, but that's for later. Hey Tia, you are just in time. If you just got here, I just had like a whole thing about kind of the context in which the game was made, but don't worry about it. Right now we've got this intro sequence. It is playable. I always found it really hard to pay attention to what's being said while also playing. But your performance here doesn't matter. If you don't know what you're doing, that's fine. Does it still say Okami? Oh boy. Let me see if I can fix that, because I could have sworn I actually changed it. Oh. I didn't change that. Okay, I'm changing it now. It's updated. Alright, update went through. Alright. I suppose if you refresh now or something, it'll say Bayonetta. Oops. Sorry to disappoint you, Tia, if you were looking forward to Okami instead. Assassination and casualty. It was true. Fight from this radiation God. The wind sensations were gradually weakened by the assault of the secret. Why did it just say connecting to chat on my end? Oh. I see. I must have had an internet hiccup. That's awkward. Their victory was shaken. Feel the witch's dark abilities. Okay, am I back now? I hope I'm back now. Streamlabs says I've reconnected, so... on the plus side, though, the recording has not been interrupted, so I suppose if you really need to, you can rely on that later. See, this is why I do recording separately from just importing from Twitch. All right. All that fighting and narration was, what, like 500 years ago or something? Reconnecting to chat again. I was hoping it wouldn't actually show that. Alright, are we back? Are we good? Is everything copacetic? Hopefully. Alright, I don't know. Streamlabs was showing weirdness on my end. Alright, well, that's the intro out of the way. And now, for reasons that are totally, well, it's fine. For reasons that will be quite apparent soon. Let's begin the actual first level, the prologue. So you might remember Devil May Cry was developed by Team Little Devils. Bayonetta was developed by Team Little Angels. And for that matter, we're actually also getting some of the key credits of the people involved. Hey, there's Hideki Kamiya. Of course, his is the tombstone that's getting pissed on.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman the Destroyer gets scrambled in the end, right?
Eggman the Destroyer, because this is Sega is involved in this.
I just dropped off the merchandise. Hey, bet you can't guess what today.
Uh-oh. Voices are echoing.
People been waiting for this asshole to get whacked for ages.
It's probably because I have my TV too loud.
Look around. There's no love lost for old Humpty Dumpty. But you're gonna keep the outfit happy. We don't take care of him.
Alright, that should be better.
And I prefer my shoes made out of rubber, not concrete. But hey, it's that kind of town. Without souls like us to put these bastards 6 feet under, where'd society be? Of course,
still echoing, huh? Oh boy.
Jesus, you really get into this shit, don't you? If it were me, I'd be praying he ends up barbecue. Or at least sunny side up. You keep praying, but the only way these guys meet the Lord is if God's hungry for breakfast.
That's weird. I have no idea what to change.
Speaking of hungry, we done here. My kids are baking me a birthday cake tonight. Cute little fuckers, I tell you what. Well then, adios. What the fuck? They're here? For this douchebag? Ah! I hate this damn light. I can't see.
Alright, I don't know if that actually changed anything.
What the hell?
I think things might have gone silent for a split second, but maybe they're fine.
Can you?
I see them. They are instruments of God, descending upon his heavenly rays to earth.
Oh my God!
Less echoey. That'll have to do for now, because I have no idea how to fix it without just starting all over.
Eternity.
Maybe if I turned that off. Guess we'll have to wait for someone to talk again. Anyway, meet the basic enemy of the game, the Affinity. I'm not going to remember that.
You look tired. Let me tuck you in.
Alright, fixed is good. I'll take it. So I wanted to point out, before I forget, I'm sad to say that I already forgot his name, but the cinematics director credited at the beginning of this cutscene. He also did the cinematics for Devil May Cry 3, which, in my opinion, are really, really good. So, a lot of talent on this game.
Next time you want your hands on me, you better make sure I'm dead. Now move out the way.
Rodan?
There's
If
Rodan.
it ain't my good buddy Enzo, how about you get out of here? You die, and I'm gonna have to go back in that hole chasing after the money you want.
Do you naughty little angels deserve a good spanking?
Beautiful.
Surprise! So, last night, I ran a poll on Twitter with 4 characters. I asked people to pick their fave between Link, Peach, Daisy, and Samus. And Samus won the poll, and here's the context that I didn't give when I started the poll.
Now, this is cheeky. Throwing me these cheap toys.
So those 4 characters all have costumes in this game. I think I'll show them all off at some point or another. But since Samus won the poll, I figured I would start things off using the Samus costume. Plus, it's very on brand for me, I'd like to think. Oh no, there's the grave of Red Hot Joe. I'm pretty sure that's a sneaky Beautiful Joe reference.
That was your last call. No more shots from me, Bayonetta.
As long as there's music.
Oh, I wonder if I can do the thing right now. Oh, I so can! Alright, one of the cool things about... Oh, touch controls too. Anyway, one of the fun things about the Samus outfit specifically is that you see the visor that she's got? Get it close to the camera. You can actually press the... Oh, thank you. Alright, I guess it's got to teach me how to do moves. Alright, that's how to punch. And here's how to kick. Punches are fast, kicks are slow. There you go. And you get all kinds of combos that you can do. You even get a list up here. Let's see. Well, that's enough of that. Alright. Dodging. Dodging is important. Dodging is fundamental in this game, and we will see that shortly. Because of which time, this is the innovation of this game that it brought to the character action series. Oops, I was too slow on that one. So you dodge enemy attacks, and then you get slowdown, which, well, it slows the enemy down. Alright, so, geez, they're not really going to give me much of a chance to actually do the thing. But what I was trying to say, something that you can do with the Samus costume is, if you press down on the D-pad or on the left Joy-Con or whatever you're using, you can actually flip the visor up and down at any time you want. Literally any time is fine. So I did it at the end of that cutscene before the tutorial started. Alright, let me see if I can get a closer view. So I can just press it up and down and it's fine. It has absolutely no practical purpose whatsoever, but it is fun. Let's see, other things I want to talk about. Well, I have to go through the tutorial part of this. Ah, yes. Normally, you can just fire guns just to kind of keep your combo going, to keep it alive. But when you're using the Samus outfit, you use her mounted arm cannon. And it uses the sound effect from Super Metroid. And that's really good. In fact, here's where the game is going to teach me about how to gun. Oh yeah, the other thing, this is another feature of the game, is you can increase the damage by holding the attack button and then you'll just fire your guns. Just to add on some extra damage. You can do it with punches and kicks. See, that's why Bayonetta has 4 guns at a time. Let's see. Before I move on, though, there is something else I want to mention. It's the it's a mechanic that they don't actually teach you in the game, but it's called the dodge offset. So, you know, dodging is pretty important, but you don't want to lose your combo when you dodge, right? So the way it works is if you... So let's just do a full combo right there. And then I'll dodge in the middle of it. Well, I didn't do it right. Normally if you dodge, that's what happens. Your combo resets, and that's, you know... That's boring. Then you don't get the cool finishing moves. You don't want that, right? So what you do is you keep holding the attack button while you tap the dodge. And then after you come out of the dodge, you can pick up your combo right where you left off. They do this in a lot of Platinum games. And they do make it easier to do, because like I said, in this one you have to hold the attack button to make it work. Because if you let go of it, then the combo starts over. In other games, it'll just pick up right where you left off if you attack right out of your dodge. So yeah, alright. That covers that, and then... What is this? Ah, the bullet climax. Alright. I'm probably not going to get a ton of use out of it, but it is very stylish. Just spin the control stick, and then either punch or kick, and then you'll just stop in place to shoot in all kinds of directions. Alright, so let's move on for real. The other nice thing is that your combo doesn't like drop right away, and it won't even drop if you take a hit. Like I just did right there. So you can rack up a pretty good combo as long as you just deal even a tiny bit of damage, like even piddly little basic gun damage will keep the combo alive. And wow, I'm really not focusing on my dodges here. But it's okay, because I don't have health yet. Alright. Now I'm gonna have health. Probably. Right.
Damn it, who did that? I just bought the damn thing!
Haven't you figured it out yet? There's no quarter for you in this world.
Alright, I still don't have health. Okay. Well, I'll take it. I guess it is technically like the prologue level, so it'd be embarrassing if you died at the beginning. Big boy wants a piece of me, I guess. One other thing I want to note about dodging is that it probably makes sense, but the closer you get to actually taking the hit when you dodge, the longer your witch time will last. So there's risk reward to it. Alright, so it was counting the damage I took, it just wasn't actually showing me a health bar.
Me for even touching these toys.
You have any idea how much this is gonna cost to fix? How the fuck do I always get wrapped up in this shit?
Engine still purrs nicely. Now, about this little thing you've been looking into for me, Enzo. Let's have a quick chat.
See? This is why I told you I was going home. I just got held up in the air by some invisible things, and you want an intelligence briefing? It never stops with you!
You keep belly aching like that, and you're liable to wake Eggman from the dead. And I don't think either of you would like that.
Ah!
Catch you later, Bayonetta. Something tells me you're gonna need a rush on our special project before this shit hits the fan.
Wait, Rodan. What about Eggman?
Such a popular chap. I bet they hate him down there as much as you did when he was up here. We just need to make sure he won't come crawling back when they kick him out.
Nothing a flower bed can't fix. Fill her up.
You heard the man. Finish up in 5 minutes or you're walking home to your cake and candles.
What? Don't you leave me here!
Right, now that we've got the tutorials out of the way, on the loading screens you can practice your moves if you want.
Oh, what a day! I'm screwed! Ah, it's gonna take every cent I earned on this charade to pay for the damage. I tell you what, if I could see them bastards that did this to my car, forget about it.
Enzo, the road. Pay attention.
I suppose
How can you be so calm?
the Samus outfit does
Screwed in all this too?
impact the
Of all the
framing
low-life scum
of
in
these
two
shots a
feet in
little
this
bit.
town, I've never seen one get wrapped up in a fight with God's messengers.
That's probably fine.
Dressed like a nun, too. When you end up in the afterlife, that's not going to be pretty.
I can't help it if I like the little outfits. The toys are nice too.
Hey, 20 years ago, you woke up stuck in a casket at the bottom of a lake. All you can remember is that you're a witch. But now, you're stuck because you gotta sacrifice our halo-wearing friends every day or they'll drag your ass back down to hell. I know, I thought I got screwed, but being forced to slap around the divine for a living, it's really getting screwed.
Hope you're enjoying this
If I needed a
bit of
biographer,
exposition
you would
theater.
be my first choice. I see to the funeral. You get me the information I asked for. That was our deal.
Come on now! Look at my poor car! I'm working for free after this! At least let me get a drink at Rodon's before you start drilling me. The info I got is good. It's gonna get you close to finding the other stone in the pair and figuring out some of that lost past of yours. I swear. After jewels instead of cash, just like a girl. Jesus, can't you take a joke?
Enzo, someone's given you a present. Too bad. I can't stand bugs.
the other thing about the costume is,
What the fuck?
oh, right. Switch time. The other thing about this costume is that Bayonetta is supposed to have this amulet medallion that she wears on her chest, and it's currently covered. Oops. It's fine. I wonder who this could be. Why? She looks like the woman who was with Bayonetta in that cutscene set 500 years in the past.
All that sleeping made you soft.
Wonder what her story is. Alright. Oh, no, I took damage. Alright. So this is another thing that we'll see sooner or later. As soon as I can build up the magic meter for it. Torture attacks. They do a ton of damage. Let's see, what else do they do? Arcade bullets. Ranger attack. We'll see that later. So they come in different varieties based on how you attack the enemies, or what angle you get them from, whether they're down or they're up in the air or whatever. Yeah, my timing for dodges is really off. That's gonna be a pain. Especially because you lose your meter if you take a hit. And I do want to get this third attack in before I run out of time. Alright, there we go. That'll do it. I got a gold out of it, that's fine. I said it before, but I'll say it again. The cutscenes are really good. I really dig the choreography of all the action. Oh yeah, all that happened in Witch Time, so Enzo was just hanging in the air the entire time.
Those assholes sure know how to get attention. Even perk the ears of the hotheads down home.
You don't say.
It's getting harder and harder to tell the worlds apart.
I guess this is going to explain the fundamentals of what's going on here.
Inferno. Paradiso. Who can tell the difference?
Even harder with Purgatorio in the middle. Fight long enough in there and you'll really lose sight. Why the sudden interest in metaphysics?
It's a balance, right? Even if some of them like messing around with the humans, we've all got a stake in the status quo. But people keep fucking around like this, the Book of Revelations is gonna look like Mother Goose. Heaven and hell are gonna go straight for each other's throats.
Heaven and hell can tear each other to pieces for all I care. I've got my own problems to worry about.
Something's up. Everything was a bit too bracing, and Enzo's tip makes the timing too perfect. This reeks of a setup. Someone in one of those lost memories calling you out. I got a little present for you. These babies are special. Built from an alloy the devil himself would kill to get his hands on. Don't break these, 'cause they're one of a kind.
Gotta have more over-the-top action.
Calling me out? I don't go in for strange offers. Then again, I'm getting a little tired of these weaklings they keep throwing at me. Maybe I should aim for something a bit more high class.
Pounding them down tonight, baby. Not to butt into your affairs, but I'm pretty sure you got
They really
someone
are.
better than me. The guys you're up against aren't the type to wait
They made
for you to finish a round.
the right decision recruiting the guy who directed all of Devil May Cry 3's cinematics.
Enzo, her drinks are going on your tab, buddy. You deadbeat motherfucker.
Take that, Enzo. It's worth pointing out, I think, that the weapons that I just picked up, the guns that Rodin just gave Bayonetta, you could kind of see it written on the side, although you probably wouldn't. Oh, it's Angel Attack. Probably, excuse me, wouldn't be able to read it or tell what it says if you didn't already know. But those guns are collectively called Scarborough Fair. And since there are 4 of them, that does in fact mean that the guns are individually named Parsley, Sage, Rosemary, and Thyme. Anyway, this is just kind of a bonus game. You can use it to get extra money or items. The idea is, just try to hit the angels in the head, because otherwise to take them out in one shot, otherwise it takes 2. I missed the big one in the back there. If you can get back-to-back. Yeah, if you can get back-to-back kills, then that's even better. Let's see. I can't decide which ones I want to get. I usually just don't get any of the items. I just take the money instead. So I guess that's what I'll do. Also, hello, Scenario. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's early enough in the game where I don't have much money to spend, so I'll just take the what money I can get. I appreciate you stopping by. This game is good. Well, let's see. I already mentioned the 4 costumes, so I guess I'll actually show little previews of them. So let's see. So there's the Daisy costume. Excuse me, the Sarasaland Princess. And there's also the Peach costume. They're basically the same, just, you know, different color schemes. And if you look really closely, you can see like a little Luigi doll there in that preview on Bayonetta's hip. There's a Mario doll for the Peach version. They do have one other fun thing. Right here, it says, grants the user the ability to summon a certain spiky-shelled king through a Wicked Weave. I didn't really explain what Wicked Weaves are, but if you do certain combos, you'll have an attack that summons like an extra large demon hand or demon foot for, you know, extra damage. If you use either of the Mario, either of the princess outfits, then the Wicked Weaves are Bowser hands and feet, so that's actually pretty cool. And then there is Link. Link has a very unique ability. It says it includes the Master Sword, but I think you have to have a certain weapon to actually see it. But it also comes with a Hylian Shield, which gives you a parry option instead of dodging, if you're into that kind of thing. As it says right here, you press the left stick in the direction of an incoming attack, and then you'll block it. I think you instantly go into Witch Time as well. Yeah, as Scenario said, the shield is normally an accessory that you can buy, and it costs a lot. I think it's more on the scale of like 200,000, which I have less than 25,000 right now, so it is a lot. So, you know, that means that, you know, the Link costume gives you a bonus for free. It gives you that for free. It doesn't take an accessory slot, which we'll get into eventually. And then with Samus, again, she's got the arm cannon that replaces your normal bullets. And then you can flip the visor up and down just whenever you want. During cutscenes, in battle, anytime at all, no restriction whatsoever. Well, you know, it would probably be more fun to change things up a bit. So, you know, the poll, Daisy came in second, so let's use the Daisy version and play with that. Yeah. And then let's show off. There we go. Alright, it is 200,000. Okay, thank you, Scenario. So you even get Bowser roars and Bowser punches, and it's really good.
So, I asked around, and some whale in Europe is trying to fence a huge rock on the black market. He calls it the Right Eye, saying it's part of some set called the Eyes of the World. Fits the bill of what you're after, don't it? Now, here's the funny bit. The stone passes around the halls of power for hundreds of years.
So,
And
I
then
try
the
not to
black
talk over
market goes
cutscenes, but
white
I
hot
do
for the thing.
want
But the
to
seller
point
wanted
out
an arm and a leg for it, to the point no
how
one
funny
could
it is
stomach
that
the
they
price.
started off somewhere
So back
in
goes
the
the
eastern
stone.
seaboard of the
But not
US,
before
somewhere
everyone
roughly
figures
New
out
York, I
where that
guess.
guy is. You're gonna enjoy
And
this one, I bet.
she's going to
I
Europe,
love
and her
sticking it
flight
to the
takes
rich.
her
Of course, when
to
you
Japan
do,
first?
Don't forget your old buddy Enzo stuck his neck out on this one.
and then
Sliding
to a
few
train
fuzzles out of the
in,
rich guy's
like,
pocket for my
Russia, I
trouble.
guess?
Right?
I'll admit, my
Anyway,
geography's not
you
the
better
best.
get going before the trail gets cold. Off to the middle of nowhere. Paradise of Europe. Vigrid.
And to this fictional place called Vigrid. Taking a train.
Welcome to Vigrid, our final stop. Entry visas are required of all travelers. Please submit your Vigrid-issued entry visa for inspection upon disembarking. Please make sure you take all your valuable belongings with you. Repeating this message. Welcome to Vigrid, our final stop. Entry visa.
Anyway, I think they gave her that travel route just because of how much talking Enzo had to do.
The time has come to awaken the eyes of the world. Fear not, my dear child. Such a beautiful young lady you've become. I'll always see to it no harm comes to you.
Oh, that was weird and mysterious.
So, this is supposed to be paradise?
Alright, so the way things are... Yeah, Bayonetta is technically in Purgatorio, which means that normal people just can't see her. She can totally mess things up, and people will, like, freak out about it. Oh, that's super... I can't believe I forgot about that. When you play as one of the princess outfits, you all the halos turn into Mario coins and make the Mario sound. That's really good. I believe that means that if you play as Link, then all the halos turn into rupees, and you get Link to the Past sound effects, picking them up. Let's see, there's one other thing I wanted to do. What is it? Just gonna... it's hard to see, but... Alright, so one thing I should also mention is that Hideki Kamiya also did a Let's Play of this game himself. A director's commentary kind of thing. And one of the things he pointed out there that hopefully I can show off now. It is a little hard to see, but if you look closely, I'm just holding down the Y button so that she's shooting continuously. And as long as she's like aiming in the same direction and not at any targets, what Bayonetta does on her own is she kind of draws out different shapes. So like just now, she wrote out a B with the bullets. It's really hard to see because it doesn't leave any bullet holes. But I think she also does like a heart. Those might be the only ones that I can remember. The bee in the heart, and it looks like she's doing something else, but I can't follow it. Anyway. Just an extra little touch because she's magic and therefore she has the ability to, you know, to have that kind of pinpoint accuracy with her bullets. Anyway. Kamiya's Let's Play of this game is worth checking out. Well, again, it's director commentary. So he's going to be way more informative than I ever could be playing this game. Although I'm still going to do my best, have fun with it. I also don't remember everything he said. So maybe I'll remember a few things and I'll mention them as they come up. But, well, sorry to say you can't count on me to do that for the entire game. Oh yes. Responds to a witch's power, which means... just whack it a few times. So there's also a double jump. I've already done that a few times, except... oh, there's... I need a key. We'll find these treasure chests, I guess you would say. Oh. Too early with that dodge. Oh, well, it's fine. With treasure chests, basically all you need to do is a Wicked Weave attack. That'll pop them right open. We're back to being rated on time taken, damage taken, and style combo points for each battle. That's just a collectible. Honestly, I haven't read too much of it. But, let's see here. Missing pieces. Alright, well, there's the explanation of the Wicked Weave. More detail, I suppose. Finish it off with a torture attack. Why not? Thanks, Bowser. So as you can see, if you can play almost perfectly, or essentially perfectly, you do get a pure platinum medal for the battle. I can guarantee you that's not going to happen a whole lot. Alright, here's where the game is telling me. I wonder if there's anything hidden in the water. I mean, that seems like such an obvious thing to do, right? Tell you to go across the water, but then hide something under it first, or as well. Alright. Oh, that's so good. Bowser's hands are picking them both up. Anyway, you activate it, and before the circle gets too small, you just dodge, and then you can run across water. The green laurel was a health pickup. Oh, I wonder, because I always forget, actually. This is a... Again, being a Kamiya game, this does have secret missions that typically involve you going backwards at arbitrary points. So I guess this isn't it yet, but it does happen, and I thought that maybe it would already be time for one of those. And you know, if you want to get a pure platinum rating on a level, that's right, I got to do the lightning thing again. If you want a pure platinum rating for the entire level, then you better find all the secret missions too. Anyway. It might be after this. Or coming up soon. Alright. People running away because pots and such just blew up in front of them. Hey, it's Rodan.
This town's teeming with heaven's little helpers. It's making my buddies downstairs awfully nervous.
And your point is?
Some places in this world are closer to Paradiso or Inferno. The rat hole of a town you and I live in is close to both. But the Vigridians, it got a special air about them. They're closer to Paradiso than anyone should ever be. And that shit just plain creeps me out. I guess I'm gonna have to set up shop here and score me some halos. These stupid rings are worth a fortune back home. Since it seems you're spoiling for a fight, if you come across any of these, bring them to me, and I'll hook you up.
Another one looking to line his pockets. I'm beginning to see why Enzo is so fond of you.
Real cute. But let's get one thing straight. Your fights are yours alone. I'm only here to watch my handiwork in action. So don't get any bright ideas about coming to me for help.
No. You get one thing straight. I'm not the slightest bit interested in the fact that you made these guns. If you get in my way, I will... How do the Americans put it? Oh yes. Bust a cap in your ass.
Right on, baby. Right on.
God, what a line. What a delivery. So again, I want to remind you that when this game was first made, there was no Japanese voice work. It was all in English with, I presume, Japanese subtitles for the Japanese audience.
You here for business or pleasure? Either way, I'll hook you up.
You can go to the Gates of Hell, which is the name of Rodan's bar / shop. You can buy, well, not weapons, because I don't have any. There are some accessories here. This would be the shield that lets you parry. Again, 200,000. Way more than I have now. I don't have enough for any of these, really. You can use this to buy items. The Red Hot Shot. So, you remember the Take Two from Beautiful Joe, where you die and then you're instantly revived at full health right on the spot? The Red Hot Shot is the exact same thing. When you die, you're instantly revived right on the spot. Now, because Kamiya likes to make his games challenging. I should mention that there is a penalty for using items during a chapter. There's also a penalty for dying. So those will lower your rank at the end. So normally, if I were playing this casually, I wouldn't get the red hot shot, just to try to keep my final rank, you know, as high as it can be. But, you know, this is since it is such a difficult game. The Rodon's treasures, by the way, don't have anything for me. What was I saying? Since this can be a difficult game, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to be more liberal in my use of items. Because I'd rather not have to, you know, like, repeat a bunch of sections, or, like, reset if I die by mistake. So we'll just take things as they come. Air dodge, I want that. It looks like that's the only... Well, I can also get a couple of these. Which one is break dance? Let's show off break dance. I'll just try it. All you do is you just hold down the dodge button. And then you get this. Including the stylish finishing pose. And as it says, you can just move around as much as you want. I don't use it a lot, so I'm not actually going to buy it. I don't quite remember the which twist. Press and hold. So it's like... Okay. So that kind of makes doing the dodge offset awkward. But just because I personally have a habit of holding the dodge button through the entire dodge animation, so I'm not going to hit that. The Umbran Portal Kick is essentially the same thing, just a kick version. Anyway. I'll get the other moves later. One of them was called Stiletto, which is... remember the Stinger from Devil May Cry? Lunge attack, closes distance. The Stiletto is the same thing. Alright, so I'm ready to move on. Finally. Actually, I think now I can do one of those secret missions. It should be at the end of the hallway, where the elevator up here was. Should be. I thought the trigger for activating it would be like seeing Rodon and going to his shop, but oops. Guess not. So I'll just have to move along. Alright, not really worried about that. It's lore. I apologize if you are particularly interested in seeing it. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Something else throughout the game. Is there these ravens or crows? I'm pretty sure they're ravens. That have these jewels called the Umbran Tears of Blood. Because Bayonetta is an Umbran witch. If you get all of them, you get some kind of prize. I admit I don't remember what the prize is. Broken Witch Hearts get 4 to increase your health. Why, that sure sounds like a heart piece from Zelda. I wonder where Kamiya could have ever come up with that idea. Anyway. I swear you get something if you get all the Umbran Tears of Blood. Half of them are hidden throughout levels, and the other half are achievements. So I won't be getting all of them. I've never gotten all of the achievements. Anything hiding up here? No? Okay. Oh, cutscene time, I suppose. Alright, so this is the next type of enemy. Upgraded version of the, what was it? Affinity. Upgraded into Applaud. So I guess it's worth saying now that most of the enemies are going to have, you know, these really positive names because they're angels. Ah, yes. You can pick up angel weapons from certain enemies. They do have a limited use, though, so that part is a bit disappointing. Usually you can get them if you do a torture attack. Let's see, before I did the X attack, so let's try the A attack, which is different. It's pole dancing. Oh, hey there, buddy. That was rude. How about using a trumpet as, like, a shotgun? I guess more like a blunderbuss, considering the shape of it. Whatever. Next is Beloved. So I'll tell you now that most of the enemy types, generally speaking, it's not, you know, universal, but generally speaking, there's one for each letter of the alphabet. So as we see more of them, they're going to progress through. So the Affinity and the Applaud are the A. And here's the B, the Beloved. And I guess now that there's a really big boy to see, the other thing you'll find is that the more you beat up these angels, the more grotesque they become. That was good enough. Yeah, plenty of crotch shots indeed. Try to deal all the damage I can, any way that I can. I got a silver medal for that. Embarrassing. Except not really. Alright, here's a thing. So I just got that golden LP, right? Was it an LP? I guess it would have been an EP. I actually already forgot. I wasn't paying attention. If you take it back to Rodan, you'll get a new weapon out of it. So I don't technically have to go back this way. But I'm going to anyway. And, you know, it's always going to be a piece of music.
An angelic hymn's gold
Isn't
LP.
LP.
Got your hands on something awfully rare, haven't you? That thing is the perfect bait to coax out some of hell's uglies. One note hits their ears, and a damn who's who of Inferno comes pouring out of the inner circles. Then I can use them to breathe life into what I make best. Weapons of mass destruction. Tell you what, you give me that record and I'll order up something so fiendish, angels will cry at the sight of it. I'll just have to pop down to the tropics for a bit. So take a load off.
Well, see, they call it an LP, but it's just one song. But,
all done. He's a little rude, but he makes up for it with charm. Be nice to him, okay?
alright, so with that, I've got the Onyx Roses, which are, for all intents and purposes, they're shotguns instead of handguns. And when you unlock the Onyx Roses, you can also go into the shop and check out the alternate version. It's a production version, as they say, which means that they are exactly the same. If you're wondering why you would ever want to buy an exact copy of the weapons you just bought, stiletto while I'm here. Well, it's because Bayonetta uses 4 guns, not just 2. So that means by buying the production version, you can equip them on both hands and feet. So I'm going to open up the weapons menu. So now I've got the roses, the Onyx Roses equipped to her hands. It says here on the bottom you can switch between 2 different loadouts by pressing the ZL button. So I can also equip them to her feet and an alternate loadout. I don't want to see if that... here we go. Now we're triggering that hidden mission I was talking about earlier. Let's see here. If I do a bullet climax... Ooh. Oh boy. But you can kind of see, I think, that the way my attacks extend has been changed. Alright. Well, that wasn't the worst. I mean, I got a gold out of it. Just as a comparison. instead of rapid fire, get shotgun blasts. Or you can put the shotguns on your feet. I think I'll stick with that, just to kind of keep things in line, like thematically, with the punches being fast and quick, and the kicks being slow but powerful, fast and quick. Weaker and quicker, is what I should be saying. I do kind of wish I had the dash move right about now, but oh well. Oops. Oh geez. That should have been an easy pure platinum, but it was not because I donked it. Also, I picked up another broken witch heart. Oh well, it's fine. Alright, so this is a flashback sequence. Hence why the guns have changed. Now they're magical past witch guns. And in some ways, what makes this kind of unfair, unkind, is that even though this is a flashback sequence, all the damage that you take carries over. So I'd like to avoid doing that. And all I can really do is shoot at this guy from the walkway. Punching doesn't seem to do anything, even if I extend it for... Alright, well now punching will do stuff. So again, all flashback. The damage is real, though. Because of video games, I suppose. So somehow I took a tiny bit of damage. Alright, Witch's Brew. That actually lets me, I think... Yeah, now I can craft my own items if I want. Each symbol there on the left represents 5 of an ingredient. So I have just enough to make a large healing item if I want. So let's do that, just because. Mega Green Herb Lollipop. Which I'll try to avoid using as a matter of principle. Hey, Big Boy is back. Well, there goes the pure platinum. I'll just keep on whacking him. One thing about this game is that it does give you quick time events. And sometimes if you fail them, you just die. So they're supposed to, quote-unquote, make sense. And having a quick time to jump away being press the jump button. That does make sense. That is worth saying, but it is still unkind to make failure deadly. And there I go again, he's just not dodging in time. Alright, so let's have the flashy finisher. With the stock monkey sounds. Oh, hey, straight gold. How about that? What else do I want to say? Alright, so I still managed to miss a battle somewhere. That's fine. I didn't use any items, so I got extra money. Now I think... Before the angel attack music started, I swear there's some other kind of arcade track playing in the background there. And I remember from Kamiya's Let's Play him talking about getting some extra or like getting some arcade tracks and even more beyond what he initially requested from Sega. He got like some Afterburner, I think. Maybe that was the next one. One of those car or driving arcade games that Sega put out. God, why can't I think of it? Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Well, we've already done Samus, and then we've done Daisy, so... in third place in the poll was Link, so let's play as Bayonetta Link. Maybe I'll be able to make use of these parries better than I can dodge. You can see... You can kind of see right there. She's got the Hylian shield right there. On her arm. And the Master Sword on her back. Anyway, check out these cool moves from the lady in red. The motorcycle lesbian indeed.
Fancy bumping into you here. Out to find some answers about your past, are we?
You've quite the familiar face, and using the same powers. But you'll have to forgive me. Do we know each other?
Same powers? Don't make me laugh. Your little dip in that lake has left you a bit rusty.
I've been high and dry for 20 years now. The only rust on me is from the lack of any real challenge. Perhaps you're up for the task.
You've already disappointed me.
I guess it's more of a brooch than a medallion or amulet, like I said earlier.
This is a moment I've long desired. But you've forgotten your destiny and wasted the past 20 years.
You're right. I do seem to be having trouble remembering things of late. Would you be so kind as to take it from the top?
Two overseers. The
I
eyes
guess
of
it's
the
time
world.
for more plot dump.
They are the power behind everything.
John, as heir to the clan, the time has come for you to prove your right to fight under the Umbran name. You may select opponents of your choice.
Then allow me to face the outcast.
None. Helen Kiadagat. The child is of impure blood. Challenging her would be a violation of our tenets of faith.
It would not be the first time we faced each other.
Kiard?
Will you face me in this hallowed arena?
More background. Bayonetta is
Well,
an
if I
outcast
must.
from the Umbran
But I pray
Witches.
you've got a little something for me in return. You know, I'm very fond of stuffed animals. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Alright, so here's another unkind thing. This is, again, a flashback, but the damage you take here does carry over into the actual level. But it does show off a thing. This will happen in certain locations. Oh, that's not helpful. In certain locations, you can just walk on the walls, so the arena is a lot bigger than it might first appear. And for some reason, you get halos out of her, even though, as a witch, she is like diametrically opposed to the angels. Don't worry about it; it's video games. It's the only explanation I can give you. All right, so you can parry just about any attack, from the looks of it. Hey. Oh, Mr. comment there for a second, Tia. Yes, these two absolutely want to make out. It is indisputable. So anyway, having that fight in her memories reminded her that she can, in fact, walk on walls.
Sean.
So, let's see, which to talk about first. Yeah, that was Jean. As you can see, she and Bayonetta have a past. The artist who designed Bayonetta, I believe her name is Mari Shimazaki. I hope I got that right. Hey, there's the D enemy, by the way. Gear and decorations. She didn't go so far as to say it was canon, but she did post some artwork that she drew, where it's her personal belief that that Bayonetta and Jean would be roommates, and that Jean would be the type to go out until 2 in the morning every night, drinking, and then coming home and then just flopping on bed and sleeping in till noon, while Bayonetta would be the rise and shine type. Yeah, roommates, quote unquote. Those quotes doing some very heavy lifting there, believe me. Definitely live-in girlfriends. We will see some of that eventually. But for now, I think I still have to pretend that they're rivals for the time being. What's the name of that trope for that trajectory? Sworn rivals to I don't know. I was going to say best friends, but they're clearly more than that. Anyway, the art that I was talking about earlier. Temporal witch power. I gotta find a way to activate witch time. And oh, hey, look at that! There are statues conveniently behind the archway that led here. So I'll just get closer and then activate it. Anyway, the picture was great. It had, you know, Jean just hung over in bed, while Bayonetta's like, God, I wish I could remember. Can't believe I forgot. But she's like opening the windows. Because, I mean, they have the same bed. They're... Oh God, I should just find it rather than try to remember it.
Do you believe in fate? fate brought us here
Also, there's this loser.
tear us apart.
Good job, loser.
Sayonara.
Alright, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to
Eau de parfum. Such
find
a wonderful floral bouquet
drawing.
with its subtle hints of rosemary. You know, in the language of flowers, rosemary equates to remembrance. Which doesn't quite equate to you, now does it? Bayonetta. Shit! Will you stop that?
That little Bayonetta was a nice touch. Seeing you here, I suppose it wasn't the only one. You've certainly bloomed, haven't you, my little Cheshire puss?
I'm not your pet. The name is Luca. A name you better remember. Ah! Shit! Damn it! Wait! You can't just run away from me like that! I know what I saw that day!
Well, that's probably uncomfortable.
I know all about your kind. Sure, my colleagues laugh at me for chasing fairy tales, amongst other things. But I know they're real. I know the truth. The smell. It's the same smell that clung to the air the day my father was murdered. Which means I'm right on your doorstep, Bayonetta.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Cheshire.
The name is Luke.
You need to hone your sense of smell, my dear. There's no rosemary in the perfume. After all, rosemary is a demon repellent.
Alright, I just managed to find the picture just in time for the fight to begin. So I will link it in the chat shortly after I take care of all these pesky angels that are plaguing this guy, who may or may not actually be named Cheshire. Spoilers, he's not. Oh, different weapon. Alright, big boy, give me your thing. The nice thing about torture attacks at this early stage of this game is that they'll almost guarantee destroy enemies. So even these big guys that the game deems worthy of having a health bar, you can do a ton of damage to them. Usually finish them off when they're full. Not this big guy though. And I've got I've got, or I had the meter for it, and I just couldn't do anything to him. No cheesing your way out of this one. Alright, I will note that the big boy has run away.
You only run away so fast because you've got something to run from. Me! But you can't escape me forever.
Alright, not a great showing in that battle, but speaking of showing, here's the link to that, to the picture. I found a Tumblr post about it that has the illustration itself and a translation of the caption underneath it. So here's the gist of it. They live together, and they had a discussion about what their normal day-to-day life would be when they're not dealing with the supernatural here. So the artist, Mari Shimazaki, I did get that right. Go me. Says, while Bayonetta wakes up early and does all the housework like the washing and the laundering and sweeping, Jean drinks and comes home late and goes to bed without washing the makeup off of her face. And then she gets woken up every morning by Bayonetta, who is evidently just kind of sick of having Jean just sleep in every day. So the picture is is Bayonetta just ripping the covers off of Jean's bed or something like that. So there you have it. They did say that it does say that they didn't really get to put that in the game too much. But, oh my god, that is so good. I didn't realize that having this costume would make the chest sound effect from Link to the Past. That's fantastic. I want to find another one so I can do it again. Is there another one close by? God, I hope so. That was really good. Maybe there isn't one close by. Oh well. Yeah, this is getting ahead of myself, but in Bayonetta 2, the game opens up. It's near Christmas time. And Bayonetta and Jean have plans for Christmas Day. And I don't know if you know this, but in Japan, Christmas Day is more of a couple's holiday for dating. So, I mean, there you have it. And in the meantime, here we have this fire wheel demon, which, that's rude. It got to land right on top of me to deal damage. It's not allowed. So the fact that it's on fire is significant from a gameplay perspective, because it means that I'm not supposed to be able to deal direct damage. what you're supposed to do is go into witch time. See, look at that. Just taking that one cheap hit at the beginning blocked me from getting a pure platinum. When an enemy is on fire like that, you have to go into witch time to attack them and take them out of it. To put out the fires, and then you can, you know, finish up with your combo. Anyway, here's another form of secret mission. It's called Alfheim. These are like the Devil May Cry secret missions where you have a specific objective, and then... So here we go. So this objective is I can only punch and kick a certain amount of times. I have to make that count. This is where you'd want to use your dodge offsets. Because, you know, those are your combos. Alright, so I ended up failing. But, you know, I want to give it another shot. It doesn't hurt to actually fail one of them. It just takes time, you know. Alright, so I ran out of moves there, but I swear I can do this. Third time's the charm, right? If I don't get it here, then... oh well, I'll move on, I promise. Ah, jeez. Yeah, that's not happening. Oh well, I gave it a shot, it didn't work. I'll just move on. There are things like, you know, destroy all the enemies in the time limit, that's a basic one, or you can only deal damage in witch time. That's another common one. There's the infamous don't touch the ground at all. That pops up frequently. I'm gonna heal. Where are my items? Again, normally I wouldn't, but for the sake of making this playthrough roughly as smooth as possible. You know what I mean. To try to keep things rolling. I'm gonna try to heal. Whoops. Got an enemy-specific special move there, and I donked it. Hey, it's Biggie. Oh, special cutscene. Ah, there are two of them. I guess this one is upgraded? Well, that's kind of rude, though. I'll take that big honking axe, though. Look at that. Oh, never mind. Get me out of here. Jeez, I keep falling for the grab. That's just so embarrassing. Alright, here we go. Alright, time to feed the dragon. Oh, I said feed, but like most of the body kind of fell away. Not much eating going on there. That was more just a chop in half. Alright, got a new Angelic Hymn LP. Alright, there's another treasure chest. Let's get that opening sound effect. Thank you. Much appreciated. Oh, I guess I should also mention that since dodging is such a prevalent part of the game, you can't just dodge forever. If you dodge 5 times in a row, then you'll get an extra long animation. That takes you know, more time to recover from, and you don't want that. So don't spam your dodges, kids. That's what I'm trying to say here. And hey, let's enter the gates of hell.
Another LP? Working me to the bone. But no need to pity me. I was bored anyways. Let me go whip some things into shape for you. This took a bit of pounding to shape, but the workmanship's solid. Now, go put this thing to good use.
There it is. Got the sword weapon, Sharaba. You can't use it on your feet by the heel slide. So there's no production version for you to buy. But when you're playing with the Link costume, so let's see, what I'll do is I'll put this on here. When you play with the Link costume, the Sharaba is replaced with the Master Sword. It looks like even the Wicked Weaves get replaced with hey. Uh-oh, that's not good. There we go. So normally the Wicked Weaves do get replaced because it doesn't make as much sense to have, you know, demon fists come out when you're using a sword. But, Broken Moon Pearl. And I'll take that heart, or that butterfly, thank you. But it looks like the Wicked Weave itself does get changed. Oh yeah, the other fun thing. You do get charge attacks. You can think of it as like a spin attack from Zelda. Although that's going to be true whether you're using the Link costume or not. Actually, sorry. Before I make progress, I want to show off the cat here. Probably doesn't work if I'm in Witch Time. So, oops. But the cat here... Wait a second. Oh. The cat was supposed to have really good moves. I might be thinking of another PlatinumGames title. Where the cat just always dodges your attacks with like backflips or whatever. Alas, I cannot remember where that cat is. When I say it more, it sounds like more like something that might have been in Metal Gear Rising.
Who's there? You've played enough hide and seek, my scurrying little friend.
Oh look,
Just a child?
it's a little girl.
What are you doing running around Vigrid? You're certainly
A
not
rug
dressed
rat.
in your Sunday best.
An ankle biter.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words,
Don't question how that song existed 500 years ago, by the way. It's fine. Alright, so now I get the joy of fighting this boss at low health. Because I already used up my healing items, which, wait a second, I can make more. What am I thinking? Alright. I'll just use the one, get myself back to full health, and now I'll take on the boss. fireball to the face. I am really good at this whole dodging thing, aren't I? So it looks like I'm down to my very last bit of health, so that's cool. If I can pull this off, though, that'd be really good at video games, wouldn't I? Alright, so the arena has shrunk. And I messed up the quick time event. So that's an instant death. I'm going to continue because, again, this is not a perfect playthrough. And I get to try it again. So, you know, just take the entire room or whatever that I was in and spin it around. My damage level was atrocious. That was the end of the chapter. 2 items used counts as 2 deaths. Or, I think, since they were just healing items and not like full revives, I think each one is like half a skull. Then I took another one from the actual death, and there we go. So I ended up with the lowest ranking you can get, the Stone Award. Thanks, Enzo, for being the model for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's what you've been waiting for. Game
Alright, so let's just get a little extra money. And then I think this is going to be it for the day once I wrap up with this. So I would like to thank everyone who tuned in for even a little bit. Once again, I am planning to play through the entire game. I'll probably go back to the default costume next time. Or maybe next time I'll show off Peach's version of the costume since, well, I don't know. It's essentially the same as the Daisy version, just, you know, peach colors instead. Yeah, next time will probably be Thursday. Or, yeah. And then we'll tackle Chapter 3, The Burning Ground. I'm just going to save, and that'll be it for now. 2 hours is plenty of time. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Look forward to seeing you next time. And in the meantime, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of this evening. Enjoy the rest of next week until I stream again. Yeah. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Goodbye.